Hi Parth, it's always good to get your questions, and you ask very interesting questions, so it's even more interesting to get your questions. If we had to choose an index fund versus a mutual fund for a 30-year time frame, which one will you recommend?
See, it's a very interesting one, Vivek. Index fund is typically a mirror image of how the markets behave. So I'm assuming you pick up either a Nifty or a BSE fund over here, and which means it's a further, I think, a next step to buying a large cap fund. Now, if you can actually buying a large cap fund from the buying perspective of holding the top 30 stocks. But what the fund manager does within those 30 stocks, they have a larger domain to pick those stocks up. They can change the percentage holding. So, for example, if they believe Reliance will do better than an SBI stock, or an ICICI Bank will do better than some other stock, they'll actually pick up higher weightages on those stocks, and that's how they will try to derive a alpha over a pure index fund. Now, index funds performance is typically are better off in the case of developed countries. That's a trend you have seen. In case of developing countries like India, while index fund is an index performer, like they just blindly follow what your index of your BSE and Nifty are, large caps tend to outperform the index in the longer run. It's good if you just look at the performance of the index vis-a-vis a large cap, because right now I'm comparing apple to apple comparisons. I'm not even going and asking you to compare a multi-cap or a mid-cap, because once you start doing it, you will see the divergence happening in the performance sheet. Multi-cap, much higher, mid-caps, there's no comparison. So therefore, do look at combining the portfolio and creating a good strategic mix for you. Index funds are good, but they will just give you a return limited to the Sensex. So have index, but also look at your portfolio to complete the portfolio by buying a multi-cap and a mid-cap strategy in your portfolio.